we have control.
We have landed.
Welcome to the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. My name is Aubrey.
And I am Drew Clark.
Welcome to the show. This is episode 39. Which is pretty cool. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your day to listen to the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. Make sure to check us out, youtube.com/Empathy and Imagination, and visit our Patreon page if you'd like to contribute to such a lovely, lovely podcast. All right.
Ooh, a little extra.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
All right.
Hey, welcome, everybody.
What do we got?
Yes. Hey, okay. Let's check in. How you
Who's
doing,
home?
man?
Who's home?
We're home. This is
Cool.
our home.
Checking in?
We're home.
Checking in with me?
I'm checking in with you. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing good, man.
Doing good.
Tried out
Yes.
some new band members this week.
Oh, fun.
The old Giant Electric Spider, which now is probably going to have a new name.
Cool.
I feel like I shouldn't reveal the name because it's not final yet.
Oh, the new band name?
But I do want to get your input on it.
Okay, cool.
But
Well, how do I
don't know.
give you my feedback
I
without?
don't know. Without me saying it,
Right.
maybe it'll be off the air. Anyway,
Okay. Or a later episode.
maybe it's not a big deal. Yeah, trying out a couple dudes. They're closer to, it's just me and Orville, the guitarist.
Yeah.
So that's the core of the band. It's like Steely Dan. It's just two of us right now. And trying out other people. And the drummer that we tried out, totally chill. Both guys are cool. I guess the drummer plays with the former lead singer of Yes.
Really?
Yeah. John Anderson.
Huh.
And I was kind of like, huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we had our first practice last night.
Tell me more.
And
What happened?
It was cool. They had learned some of the tunes, so we just ran through a couple tunes, and yeah, just they're seasoned musicians, so they just picked it up right away.
Nice.
It's funny, man. There's so many musicians in the world,
Oh my gosh.
and there's so many talented musicians. It's just crazy.
They're
When
everywhere.
you think about it, So that was cool. Doing a lot of hot tubbing. Did some hot tubbing this morning. That was cool for a guy that works at Pixar.
Okay. It was in the East Bay.
Cool dude. He's in Oakland, yeah.
Did you encounter anything weird or interesting today with hot tubbing?
Just hidden leaks that are hard to diagnose. It's like, where is this coming from? Just an ambient wetness. No idea where the leak's coming from.
Oh man, the boss
It's
hates
frustrating.
that.
It's frustrating.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's sort of my check-in. I thought there's something else, but
Nothing romantic or anything like that?
we can get into that off air.
Okay. Ow!
'Cause we have so many listeners, I don't want to jeopardize my social standing.
Got it. Okay, cool. So it sounds like you're doing pretty good. Is that right?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Hell
Doing
yeah.
pretty good.
And we're live.
Okay.
We're re-zapping. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Hey everybody, thanks for just being patient and doing all you can to be with us today. And out there, all the audience in the wide shot. And then, of course, Aubrey. Oh, he just tipped out of the screen. Where is he? There is that handsome devil. Let's zoom in. No, we'll zoom out a little bit on that guy.
Oh,
So,
friggin' issues. Just want things to work.
This side. Oh, that one works too.
You know?
Yeah, look at this guy.
I just want things to work.
Right.
Plug it in and it works.
Right, it's just there's so many dealy bobs. But at least we have cold beer.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about time for
First
my
world
favorite
problems,
medicine,
sure.
right? So I'm gonna,
World problems.
if it's all right with you, I'm gonna take over the editing swatch for a moment.
Please do.
Okay, so so the topic of persuasion, kind of on
Yeah.
the same gradient as manipulation. I think. Any final thoughts on that one? Ready to move on to the next topic?
Well, have you been a victim or perpetrator of manipulation?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
know persuasion for sure.
I've definitely persuaded people, and I wonder if
Any
that-
like
that-
bad stories about manipulation?
I've probably talked to people, like when I was young, like late teenager, we were doing a lot of like jackass kind of stuff. You know, we were like jumping off of
Smashing?
things and smashing, skateboarding down hills. We were doing like daredevil stuff, and I might have convinced some people we were hanging out with to do
Oh, to
things
do
they wouldn't
crazy
norm-
shit
yeah, they wouldn't
they
normally
wouldn't
done.
normally do.
I might have been part of some of that. I
Yeah.
think I could take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably it, though. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I definitely have played the wambulance card in romantic relationships, like acted or was upset and sort of used my
Yeah.
upsetness to coerce a certain reaction, but it's only because I saw that happening, and that's what I learned to use as a tool.
You mean you saw that happening, that someone else doing that, and that's how you learned it?
Right.
Learned it by watching you, kind of thing?
Yeah, totally. So,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely
Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end, the giving end of
I think most people
different kinds of persuasion, you know.
most people do that.
Mhm. Is this going to be
Relationships,
Yeah, there,
you know,
that's
because it's so emotionally weighted. It's such an emotionally charged thing.
Yeah.
Romantic
cool. Oh
relationships.
my gosh, dude,
you know?
that's deep.
It's like all feeling.
Pan feelings.
There's not a lot of logic going on.
So that's the end of that topic, then.
Cool.
So let's close out that topic with a little bit of sound.
Okay.
Okay, the topic has been
Okay.
closed.
All right.
Next fucking topic, Aubrey. You got a topic?
Sure, I got a topic.
Let's
Couple
do
things.
Aubrey's topic.
Let's try one thing first here. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get in touch. This topic is called old friends. See if we. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, there we go. You never know.
Let's see what happens.
Hello, this is Bill Holm with the Hoffman Institute for Human Genomics. Please leave me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your
Okay.
message. When you
Leave
have
a
finished
voicemail for
recording,
empathy and
you may hang
imagination.
up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Bill, it's your old buddy Aubrey. Haven't talked to you in years. Give me a call back when you get a chance. Maybe you can run my DNA as well. Thank you. Bye.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Well, we haven't had much luck with the call.
You want to try one more? Or are you feeling? Was he the
That
main
was
guy?
the one. I
Okay.
tried to line him up earlier. All right. Maybe he'll call back. We'll see.
Okay. Cool.
I thought, there was all these heavy topics recently in this show. All this political stuff, all these controversies,
Yeah.
Shit, I thought we'd make it a little light.
Let's lighten it up, bro.
How about Star Trek?
Oh, I love Star Trek.
Pretty good topic.
Oh my gosh.
Would you consider yourself a Trekkie?
I
If
would.
not, why not?
I
If
would
so,
consider
why
myself
so?
a TNG Trekkie.
Yeah, specifically TNG,
Specifically TNG. I don't like the old.
the original series.
It does things for
Don't like
our
it.
culture.
Fully
Yeah.
don't like it.
It does things for our culture that I appreciate,
Hate it.
but there is nothing that can top TNG and that crew, because they had a crew where they made a TV show not about the problems in between the crew, but
Right.
about the things they would encounter in space. Every other Star Trek show was about their social problems.
Like a soap opera
Yeah.
ishness.
Yeah.
It's true. That's kind of true. The original Star Trek did establish the triumvirate of Kirk, Spock, Bones.
Yeah.
Though, like they didn't always get along because mainly there was a rivalry between
Bones
and Spock, but a lot of times it was sort of a loving rivalry, right? But that's true. I think that's true. The original Star Trek was much more like Kirk is a maverick, right? And he gets shit done on his own terms in his own good time. Whereas TNG was more like, yeah, we got to work together. Everyone has different skills, and our skills work well together. It's all about collaboration, teamwork.
Well, yeah, how do we get it done?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So you're more of a fan of TNG, which means Star Trek Next Generation, right?
I've probably watched every single episode in a row like 3 times, like from beginning to end of all seasons. Plus, I watched it as a kid with my dad.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it ended at, as a kid, I think our bedtime was 9 p.m., and that show ended at 9. So it was like sweet, it was kind of a sweet experience to watch it, because once the episode was over, you knew you had to go to time for bed kind of thing.
That's a nice marker for the end of daytime. Get some TNG in you, a nice little metaphor about how to treat each other well, and then sleepy sleep.
Yeah, and there is sort of inter-crew strife in TNG, although there's less of it than in the original series.
They usually have to add new characters for strife.
Also, the original series was only like 2.5 seasons, whereas TNG was 7. So I have some archetypes from TNG, because that's my favorite Star Trek.
TNG?
Yeah, I mean, you have Star Trek,
Do you
the
like the
original
original?
series, you have the animated series, which was actually pretty cool, and then there was Next Generation, and then Deep Space Nine, then Voyager, then fucking Enterprise, and Andromeda, and then and then there were the J.J. Abrams lens flare movies, where occasionally a Star Trek would break out. Remember those? No. You didn't see the newer Star Trek? Like the reboot, quote unquote?
With the crew from TNG?
No.
Good?
I'm good. The reboot of the Kirk.
Oh, J.J. Abrams?
Yeah.
I've seen, I think, 2 out of 3 of those.
Okay. Yeah,
They're pretty good action movies.
It's like a lens flare reel where there are occasional glimpses of a Star Trek crew. That's a joke.
Okay, because it's so explosive.
There's just all this extra lens flare. Do you know what that is?
When they have the circles cross the screen. At
Yeah,
a certain time.
yeah.
I do that. I make movies. Yeah.
But it's like, it's not real. It's like digital lens flare.
Boring.
Fake.
Get the real sun
added
away.
in. Yeah. It's distracting after a while. So anyway, TNG. I have some archetypes I came up with, and I was wondering if you had any input on this. So
Yes.
Man, hard to get through this topic.
Sorry.
The 7 sort of main characters, right? So for each of these characters, I have a sort of archetype, or like what their main trait is. Let's put it that way. So Data, innocence. Geordi, insecurity. Worf, aggression. Dr. Crusher, wisdom. Troy, intuition, or empathy, I guess you could say. Riker, confidence, and Picard, discipline.
Ooh, dude, I love that list. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, because that's why the show works so well. Is because they all have their own stat. It's like a D&D character sheet, and each one is one of the scores. Riker's confidence, right? It's kind of Riker's like the new Kirk. He's like the new Kirk.
He is. He takes Kirk's place.
Yeah,
because he's
brash.
romantic,
he's
talented.
He's the ladies' man. Although Picard, in his own way, is a ladies' man.
But he denies it.
Yeah, he goes for the really brainy
brunettes
chicks.
is like his thing.
Whereas
Or redheads.
Riker's just flandering all the time.
He's like, whatever blue girl jumps on me, whatever.
Yeah. Picard's discipline, right? He's just all about playing it close to the chest and not revealing too much about himself.
He expresses good parts of discipline,
Yes, yeah.
and he breaks discipline's rules when appropriate. And he's a great leader archetype in that way, where he breaks his own damn rules.
He's very principled.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He like the Prime Directive. How many times did he break it in his career? Like there's an episode,
And it's
where
always
they go like, "Hey, how many times you've broken the Prime Directive? 6 times in the last 3 years."
Right. They're coming up with reasons to like
Indict him and
fire
shit.
him. Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, but it's because if his orders conflict with his principles, he doesn't follow orders.
And that's
That's-
integrity.
And that's so it's kind of like Kirk. From the original series, Kirk is split into two in the Next Generation.
I've never thought of it that way before. It's kind of like,
It's kind of like 60-40 though. Like 60% is Riker, and like 40% in Picard.
and Picard's like 60% a different character.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he's more sort of, he's got sort of the more uptight British thing going on.
It's like theater.
Even though-
He's good at theater.
Even though he's, I guess, technically French.
Yeah,
the show.
Jean-Luc Picard, but he was,
And Picard, he's named after an explorer, an actual explorer who exists named Picard
well, that makes a lot of sense.
in real reality. Troy's intuition, Crusher wisdom. Sort of. Worf is definitely aggression. Geordi's like insecurity, though.
Why?
When he's like when he's trying to get with chicks.
He's always insecure,
and
though.
he's like, I don't know. He knows his computers and he knows his warp cores, but he doesn't know how the chick mind works.
No,
Right?
he has no fucking idea, and he
Remember that episode where
he goofs it a bit.
where he's like psyched to meet that one woman engineer because he had recreated her personality on the holodeck, and then he meets her in real life, and she's a total bitch. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you remember that they
That's-
later meet and she apologizes?
That's right. But
Yes.
that episode is like the masturbation episode because
It's like, ooh.
because he's on the holodeck with his recreated version of her, and she walks in on him,
Mhm.
and he's like, oh. At first he's ashamed, but then he's like, wait a second. Yeah, he gets really indignant.
That is a
about
cool
it. So-
switch.
yeah.
I can speak to that
It's a
for
good
moment because
episode.
I remember it's like that. She thought he was
Creepo-
having sex with
creepazoid.
the hologram version of
Right.
what's her name? We know her name, Leah Brahms.
Leah Brahms, thank you.
So Leah Brahms, she has the mole and the dark hair, and he's into her, and it's like the story.
And
isn't
she really
even
likes
about that it's-
Fungini.
The story isn't even about that it's a multiracial thing. Of course, they're doing that in the '90s, which was rare.
Sure.
But we don't even think about it because that's
No.
everything. Multi-race is like that's the past.
Yeah,
Because everybody works together, and people are green, blue with crazy lips, and they gotta breathe this fog machine in front of them. Sometimes no one blinks an eye.
the beauty of that episode is also it's like it is sort of a metaphor for something like OK Cupid. You look at the profile, you read the words, you're like, oh man, she must be so great. Then you meet her in person, and it's like, or meet him, whatever.
Them.
But the idea, the persona that you build up in your mind never correlates to the actual person in real life.
Never.
The Leah Brahms that he built up in his mind isn't like the actual Leah Brahms.
And may I say that
she's
the
got her own
computer-
life. She's got other shit
Oh,
going on.
she's
not
married.
she's not just studying fucking warp core schematics all day and night. She's married. She's got a personal life. She does things.
Two things.
Yeah.
On that episode, the computer takes 2 incredible leaps.
Yes.
One, the computer forgets to tell Geordi that she's married. And
Right.
of course, there's been never a mistake like that before in the computer. 2,
Well, okay.
she's incredibly flirty with Geordi. He's just showing up to do the thing to try to solve the
Yeah.
engine problem, and she's all like, Geordi.
Yeah.
To be fair,
To be fair, it's also like computers are stupid in a way that human stupidity is like a superset of computer stupidity, right? Computers are stupid because they will do exactly what you tell them to do. Nothing more, nothing less. So if a computer is stupid, it's because the human programming it didn't foresee all these other branches.
right?
Human stupidity is truly a vast territory without limit. So the computer overlooking the fact that she's married is understandable because that doesn't come up. They're talking about schematics and stuff.
Okay, I can
So
believe
the computer,
that a little
so
bit.
the computer's not like, oh, I need to tell him he's married because it doesn't know what his motive is. The computer, by the way, is voiced by Gene Roddenberry's wife.
Really?
Yeah. Who's actually acted in the original series. Anyway.
Huh.
And so that's why Geordi is sort of insecurity. He sort of represents insecurity, or like the sort of savant nerd. Like really good with technology, really good with computers, technical things he's really good at, but he's not good interpreting moist robots and people and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone is very integral though. The whole crew.
Yes. That's what I love about it.
You know, like they're consistent. Even like Geordi with that episode, The Enemy, where he gets trapped on a planet with some Romulan.
Oh.
Yeah. So Geordi is sort of insecurity, and Data is like the child. Data is the new Spock, right?
Yeah, except he's a superhero though now.
But he's also like a child. He's like a baby. He's a baby mind.
Yeah.
So he's like Superman, but
A baby.
baby,
Yeah, he's only like 24 years old.
because he's just like
In TNG, he's like 24.
everything is a new experience. You know, he's like totally uncorrupted, very innocent.
Season 1, he can barely form a sentence.
Right.
But season 5, he's making jokes
He's
and
kind of
acting in
braggadocious.
plays.
In the pilot, he's kind of braggadocious too.
Yeah, he's like aloof to that he's
Yeah,
braggadocious.
yeah. He's kind of aloof. Yeah.
And I think that
He's like, I'm
we all
stronger.
share.
I'm stronger and quicker than you.
did
It's
you
simply
know
a
that
fact.
Data,
You know?
I can kick everyone's ass completely, no problem. You know.
I remember when I first heard like that his name was Data. I was kind of like, I didn't know. I kind of thought it was a dumb name,
You thought like,
but now it just seems totally natural.
you were worried the name was too straightforward.
Or just not cool enough. Like Spock is like, wow, it sounds exotic, kind of a weird name. You know, Data is like a real thing. It's like a noun. You know,
Yeah.
real,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
But
In Star Trek,
it's funny
was
how
there
if the character's good enough, it doesn't matter. Right?
was there a character that you found to be one of the most compelling or attractive characters?
attractive? Troy.
Troy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember in the pilot, she's like wearing the skirt, which you
Yeah.
you occasionally see in there's some men wearing skirts. In a
In
few
the-
TNG
yes.
episodes.
Super short skirts.
But I remember watching the pilot and being like, nice. I'm into this show because she's wearing a skirt the whole time. But then that was the only time ever in the whole series that she wore the skirt uniform, Troy. So it was kind of a
maybe it
letdown
was.
because she doesn't wear a skirt.
No,
ever
I
again.
think she did like on episode 3, season 1, one more time. I think
like the uniform.
she
skirt?
wore the mini skirt uniform again. I thought it was one more time with the like push up. Yeah,
the push-up thing's nice. Yeah,
of course she's empath. She's like the warm and welcome
She's
one. Of course,
hot.
she's like this attractive, like
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
So in terms of
Woman.
attractiveness, instantly, Troy.
Troy. Yeah.
Yar, no thanks. Crusher, no. She
Mm-mm.
sort
Crusher's
of gets
too mommy.
she sort of gets hotter.
Yeah, her hair's better.
Her
later.
hair gets better.
I like when it's the straight hair that's about this length. It's just like straight.
Right.
If it's all if it's all over the place,
It
it's
looks
like
kind of weird. Yeah.
it's too much. But it was like 93. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was like 89, dude.
When it started.
Yeah, when it started.
But she was having crazy hair all the way into 94. You know?
Yeah, that's weird because she looked worse in the pilot than she did at any other point. But in terms of that's attractiveness, Troy. In terms of like badassness, Picard. I was always a Picard guy.
Dude, he's
Like
wicked.
like Riker was cool, but I was kind of like, you know, I'm not like tall. I'm not like a tall guy.
Not like a tall, broad-shouldered
like a tall
guy, right?
extrovert ladies man. That's not really my bag.
honorful, talented, plays the sax.
Plays the sax.
Is like a
that's
diplomat,
true.
you
That's
know?
true.
He's like pretty
jazz
fucking
guy.
cool. He could play the drums if he had to. I think if he sat down at a kid, I think he could pull it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind
But
of.
I sort of related to Picard a little more. Of course, I had hair then, but still, I just was like, I don't know, something about him. You would think it would be Geordi, like some kind of computer nerd that I identified with, but it wasn't. What about you?
You know,
Like Worf?
I definitely was like, when I think about TNG,
Worf
it's
for
inevitable.
attractiveness?
Oh, absolutely, dude, his
Yeah.
fucking forehead.
Yeah.
It's inevitable that I assign myself to characters, and it really became like, okay, well, which ones do I see in me the most? Because I think I see all of them in me, because you said it well, they're archetypes.
Right,
but
exactly.
some is always there.
They're all. That's
And
why
I'm-
the show works.
You know, and I could say, like, I'm less Worf. I'm not actually, in my internal psyche, very Worf-like.
You're right. Each one of us is a multitude, right?
Right, and there's like a top three in
Just
my
like that
opinion.
episode,
Right.
where he gets that pottery sculpture from his old teacher, and he's like, they believe that there are inside each one of us is a multitude of people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a gift from somebody or something.
yeah. The chase.
Oh, my God. See, I don't have the names memorized, because I would just burn through 3 a night.
Right,
And then
right.
go to bed and do it again the next day, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just because I've seen him so many times.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, okay. So attractiveness. Were you more of a Yar,
You know, okay, let's see. I think
Troy, Crusher?
Yar, Yar was pretty attractive. Troy, definitely. Yar and Troy. Not Crusher. Crusher's
Not a
always
lot of
been
options.
mom.
Yeah.
She's always been mom. You know, there's not. I mean, there's definitely, you could see her beauty, but her energy's more mother healer to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Troy's more like, okay, so when I think about myself and the characters, there's like probably the top two or three is like, top 2 is Troy and Picard.
Right.
Those, to me,
Empathy.
those are
and-
what and
empathy
leadership.
and discipline. Yeah. Empathy and leadership.
And so, like, those are the ones that mix most, but then right behind them is probably Riker,
Uh-huh.
as far as the way he would explore and, like, just do whatever to get it done.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so that's kind of my, I guess, hierarchy of,
What
Troy and Picard are probably equal.
What about character? What about like guest?
Oh, my gosh. I
Like
mean,
characters that weren't part of the main cast. Any?
well, Q is
Okay.
a powerful thing that was like a surprise to a lot of the Star Trek community.
So you identified with Q a little bit?
No, I don't. I don't know if I identify with him as much as I see it as I see him as a god reflection in culture.
Oh yeah. I think I identify with Q. It's like sort of a prankster.
But he's all powerful.
Trickster.
He can even kick Data's ass, which is like unheard of.
Well, yeah, just the trickster part. I identify with that. Not the god part, but the kind of rascal.
And you know, there's the time traveler. You remember the time traveler?
Yeah.
And he had the hands that were.
Right.
I mean, his hands were kind of more like this, and he had like a large forehead.
Yeah, yeah.
And
he was saying
eventually-
Wesley Crusher is like
Yes.
a Mozart type
Yes.
type character.
And then Wesley Crusher joined
yeah.
the fucking collective.
And then he comes back. He comes back though eventually in a season 7 episode. But yes,
He like comes back once, I think. But
You
like
know,
he
I-
joins the collective. Like what?
yeah,
Like Wesley Crusher is the fucking chosen one. Like also,
Yeah.
that was kind of like a weird add-on in the story.
that was a little bit of that seemed a little excessive. That seemed like Gene Roddenberry trying to recapture his youth.
Yeah, but it was like you already told the story of Wesley, you know. But he didn't.
because Wesley would save the day in so many of the first season.
Because he was like
episodes.
fucking brilliant at solutions. Which,
Yeah.
in a way, you think about like
And it was-
Anakin Skywalker
it was kinda like-
could drive the speeders better than anyone, you know. And so
Yeah, I mean it's
it's kind of there's the chosen one there,
it's
but
plausible. It just it became like, come on.
he's trying to mix the chosen one story with the other story, the Sun God story, like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
That's
Like,
true.
He's trying to have both.
That's a good point. It is kind of the hero's journey because Picard becomes his surrogate father, Wesley's surrogate father.
Right, but they do not have a
He has-
good relationship.
He has to go to the underworld and rescue the father. Dude, I never thought about that. And that's what happens.
Wait,
in,
what are you talking about?
part of the hero's journey is going to the underworld and atonement with the father. That's what it's called. Part of the hero's journey. This idea that crops up in many stories throughout time and different human cultures is the atonement with the father is a part of the story, and that's what Wesley does. He does that in. God, I just realized that he does that in a bunch of TNG episodes. Ooh, that's cool. Is that live?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. As far as so I identify with Q a little bit, but also I really identify with. Remember that episode with the guy who can't speak, but he has like 3 people.
Oh yeah, his choir.
And like his choir, and like one is very emotional, one is very
Militant, and the other one's like
rational.
One's romantic.
Like I sort of feel like that guy.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
With,
how
again,
do you
with the-
identify him?
Again, with the multiplicity of people inside of you, right?
Levels.
Like you have your rational self and your sort of passionate self, and sometimes one of them is speaking, sometimes another one of them is speaking.
That's a cool metaphor, and they
Yeah,
film
that's
that
a
really
great-
well.
that is
I
a
mean,
cool
like that's
episode.
good theater. Like they really got
Yeah.
it. Like the timing, the angles, the
It's a great-
audio. They get across the like punctuation of things, and it's like not only is the story such an excellent way to express how we might feel,
Yeah.
they fucking made it look believable
Yeah.
enough for 1990. You know, it's like it was
Yeah.
believable enough.
Yeah.
And they kicked so much ass at it. I mean, I really think that's like the TNG, the whole 7 seasons is going to go down as one of history's like ultimate contributions to art.
It's like the one show I can just watch.
Just
forever.
constantly. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Did you ever get into the other Star Treks?
I've definitely
Deep Space Nine, Voyager.
Voyager. I watched like the first 4 episodes and gave up. Enterprise with what's his name? The like Duck Mergerbow or whatever. I don't recall their
Enterprise.
names.
Scott Bakula.
I think that's the name.
I like the actor. I didn't like the
Quantum
show.
Leap guy. Is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've seen most of that series. With Tuck and everything. It's
I
like
have not,
it's interesting.
I have not gone down that
Because
road.
okay, so it's like it's interesting because I've seen most of it. It's like they're the first major kind of ship.
It's pre.
Yeah,
It's
it's
pre
pre.
TOS.
It's the first in Enterprise. basically.
TOS is the original series.
It's like they spoke of this ship in
So
all
it's a
stories.
prequel.
It is a prequel.
Yeah.
They spoke of this ship in many of the tales.
Already skeptical.
Yeah, right. So they have this captain, and they encounter like it's a lot more
Captain
mechanical
Archer.
problems with the ship, you know. But the ship doesn't really have a character. They don't ever go in and make the ship a character. They sort of just make it this like entity. Like in TNG, they make the ship a character. She
Right.
breathes. There's always sound. There's this like heartbeat you can feel, and when something goes wrong with her, like you can feel it. It's like the shields
She
are
sort of
down.
has
Ugh.
a personality of her own.
She's a character.
Yeah.
And so they don't really do that with the other Star Treks so much.
Don't they meet the Vulcans for the first time? in
Yeah,
that one? That's kind of cool.
They introduce like a
that's
major
that's a
thing.
cool opportunity to have
Because we love
in a
the
show.
story of Star Trek. We
Right.
care about the historiosity of it. So
Yeah.
that's cool because of
That's
that, but
cool.
it's like the show isn't that good.
Yeah.
It's like pretty boring because
Yeah.
it's like the crew's all fighting with each other. That's most of what the show is they yell at each other. And I'm like, this is not what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And that's why I couldn't watch. I started watching, was it the one where they got,
Deep Space Nine.
no, was it Voyager when they were transported to the crazy distance and they're trying to make their way
Voyager.
home?
Yeah,
Voyager,
yeah,
yeah. All they are doing
That's
is fighting with
the
each
feminist the feminist Star Trek.
Because she's the lady captain.
Yeah.
All they do is fight with each other. I couldn't watch it. It's like
Yeah.
I watched like 4 episodes. I was like, are they going to ever just get their shit together and work out their...
Yeah.
Where's Troy going like, everybody,
Chill out.
seriously, bro.
Everybody
Like, it's
calm
time to
down.
chill.
Calm down.
What are the problems? Let's organize it. Like,
You know,
it's not
what-
just you versus them.
What I heard was like the reason that that series was geared more towards females, and that's why there was more sort of inter-crew drama. That it was more soap opera.
That they want that or
particularly
something?
for that reason.
That ladies would want that? Ugh.
I don't know.
Well, you're
I don't-
supposed to know, man.
I don't want that. I want TNG integral characters working together to solve a problem that sometimes doesn't have a great answer. Like some kind of moral quandary where it's like, yeah, I don't know. This seemed like a good decision. I'm not sure which one's better. That's so much of TNG is that.
Huh.
And that's what I love. Setting up some kind of moral decision and just being like, well, that's what we did.
Because you got to.
You got to make some decision. You can't just not make a decision.
Yeah, that's something really relieving about that show.
Sometimes there's a clear cut. This was the best thing to do. This is the worst. But the best episodes are the ones where it's ambiguous. What would have happened if we had not done that, or what would have happened if we had done this? Maybe it would have been better. I don't know. It
Like,
just sort of ends on like a pensive note.
Should you have let the alien, a space creature, suck energy off the Enterprise?
Right.
Like, should you have done that and then
That was the Georgian.
traveled with her to the land of asteroids where her kin are, right?
Right.
So you, like, killed this thing's parent and then saved the baby.
Right.
Yeah, with lasers.
Or should you have somehow shocked Picard awake for the 10 minutes that he was living this full lifetime?
Oh, on the
Yeah. Would it have been better to wake him up so he'd never experienced that whole lifetime, or was it better that he did live through that whole
Dude,
lifetime and
that's a
experienced
great
all this
question.
loss and shit?
the only we have to the way to find that out is to interview him in an old age, right?
Right.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if we can do that.
That was one of the. I think that's the fan favorite episode.
Really?
Yeah, I think some survey
Huh.
somewhere that was the tops episode. That was the episode everyone liked. And it's a fucking great episode, I'm just leaving it on the two.
Cool.
The split view.
Cool.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal favorite episode?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
They speak
It's like 7 times 22.
24
100
sometimes. I don't know. Yeah.
150 episodes.
I mean,
or
they
so.
did it for so long. And it's pretty. Most of it's pretty amazing. There's a little bit, sometimes some dips, but
It's hard to pick a favorite.
yeah.
I do like Captain's Holiday,
Oh, when
where he
does
he goes on vacation, but he can't help himself. He gets embroiled in this sort of adventure mystery. I do like that one just because
totally Picard.
Just because I do like the. Well, that's another thing. Where they have episodes that are majority one character, like
Mhm.
there's tons of Picard episodes, like Picard only, and then it sort of goes down. Like there's a lot of Riker episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Late in the season, we get a bunch of Worf episodes, and there's a few Troy and Crusher episodes. Like there's that Crusher episode where she returns to Earth in Ireland, and there's that
Scotland.
ghost in Scotland.
It wasn't Darth. It was
And
second
there, and there's
Darth.
that extraterrestrial ghost thing haunting her. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's
That's
called,
like a mystery.
It's called
The candle was
Sub Rosa. Is the name of the episode.
Okay.
That was like a Crusher episode. And there weren't many of those. Where it's like pretty much her the whole time. Riker's taking a sick day, Picard's taking a day off, and they just film a whole episode with Crusher. The other Crusher one I can think of off the top of my head is the Remember Me one, which I love, where the crew of the Enterprise keeps shrinking, and eventually it's just Crusher and Picard, and she's like, doesn't it strike you as strange? It's just you and me on this giant ship cruising through the galaxy. Like, where's everyone else? And he's like, well, I'll investigate it for you. And then she's like, I might not have much time, Jean-Luc. I just wanted to tell you something. And she sort of looks away for a second, and then looks back, and Picard's gone too.
Huh.
Remember that one?
I think so.
She steps through this wormhole that Wesley is fucking with in engineering, and she goes into this alternate reality where the crew of the Enterprise keeps shrinking. so that eventually it's
Oh,
just,
yes,
it's just her and Picard on the bridge.
And he's like, of course, we've never just been alone
never had a
together.
crew.
Of course, why would we need a crew here?
It's just been you and me the whole time. Yeah, that's another.
And
That's
then it
another
was like
Crusher
she
episode.
was stuck in the thing, and then
Right.
she had to get out. Oh yeah, and it was like the blue flashes kept flying by her, and she was
Yeah.
like trying to get away from him, but it was like them trying to help
Yeah.
her from the other side of the dimension or whatever the fuck, quantum physics.
So I do like that they have sort of, they have episodes that are focus on one of the characters, and of course Picard has more than the others, but
Yeah.
it's a cool thing. It is hard to pick a favorite episode.
I don't know. It's like it's my favorite series, Yeah. It's like if you were to try to talk about like a perfect album,
Right.
or a perfect series, it's definitely a contender.
Yeah. Some good two-parters.
Yeah.
The one where Picard's tortured.
Oh, there are
There are
three,
four
four
lights.
lights. Yeah. There are four lights.
At the very end, he's talking to Troy in his quarters or in the ready room, whatever. And he's like, at the end there, I actually saw 5 lights. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, I cracked.
yeah. But he kept saying 4 lights because he knew, rationally, he knew there were 4, but he actually saw 5. Yeah, that's good.
Strong will.
That's good shit.
Strong will. Yeah, man.
So that's Star Trek. Oh, a couple things about the original series. So Gene Roddenberry, the inventor of Star Trek, he was in the Navy, and the old Navy term for a ship doctor was bones. Specifically sawbones, because they were the ones, if you had an infection in your leg, they were the ones that had to cut your leg off.
Sawbones.
So if you read like, Moby Dick, they actually use that term sawbones. So it's a truncation of
That's
sawbones.
a terrible name.
Sawbones. So that's why he's named Bones in the series.
Okay.
Of course, Crusher isn't called Bones,
Right.
but I guess in the original series, Spock is sort of the rational mind. Kirk is like the instinct, and Bones is the wisdom. If you haven't seen it,
No, I've seen some of it,
Yeah.
I definitely have.
The other thing is they mine Shakespeare a lot.
The original series?
The original series for sure, and TNG big time.
Mm-hmm.
The original series, definitely. Like there are plot lines that are straight out of Shakespeare. Conscience of the King is one episode that comes to mind. But yeah, in TNG, basically Picard is teaching Data how to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I love the levels of irony on that.
Yeah.
Because Data is not human,
Right.
but he's becoming a great actor, trying to be an actor, trying to act like a human. Any questions, concerns?
Wow. That was interesting. That's a hot
It's fun
tub.
to take the call over the air.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fun.
cool. It was like hot tub life, man. So
It's
that was our
hot
boss.
tub life.
And that was he really started that conversation way more chill than he usually starts conversations.
Is that true?
Yeah, that was a step up for him,
Huh.
to say it that way, because I was aware of that information a few days ago.
Of people complaining?
Yeah, many complaints. I overheard him speaking just as we were at the same
Okay.
build, and
Because
he was like, "Meow, la, la."
okay.
And then this was like, "Hey, can we work out a solution? Let's." I was like, I think it's,
Maybe I scare him. I don't know.
I like to think that some of the Drew talk is contagiousing off onto him a little bit. That's what I like to think.
I think that's probably true. I think there's some of that. I think he might realize that, the value of certain personnel and assets. And
Maybe he has
Maybe.
an-
I don't know.
some new understanding of how important we are for his small company.
What do I know?
You know.
Fun to take. I was hoping it was Bill.
Maybe
would've
Bill
been
will still
fun.
call us. Well, no, it's the Star Trek thing.
Did
Can
we wrap up the Star Trek
No, we
thing?
need to wrap it up
Okay.
or make the sound so we know it's wrapped up.
Well, they remember in the original Star Trek, it was to boldly go where no man has gone before
Right.
on a 3-year, maybe 5-year mission. So then in TNG, it was continuing mission,
Just,
right?
Yeah.
To explore new worlds.
To seek out new lives.
Seek out
To
new-
boldly go or no
boldly go where no
one.
one has gone before. So they updated it to be PC friendly. And it almost is the perfect paradigm of diversity and all that crap. Right?
Right. It's like they do it really well, you know.
You got a bald guy. You got a bearded guy. You got a black guy. You have like sort of Middle Eastern woman, Troy. And then you have the alien, Worf. And the sort of mother, Crusher. Pretty good.
Really
Ooh,
good.
That's a nice setup.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like that. It's good.
Okay, then. So
I have to pee. Maybe we could do a final
It is.
corp.
That's what I was going to request. Thank you. That's been Star Trek.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good topic. A little lighter than some of the controversial topics we've had.
Cool. Thank you. That was fun. And yeah, so let's hear a word from our sponsor, and then they've got some ad cappy for us.
Okay.
Hey Mom, what's for dinner?
Well, I was thinking of making some gelled meat casserole.
But we had that for breakfast.
Well, how about a nice big stack of salt pancakes with melted gummy bear sauce?
But we had that for lunch today at school.
Okay, honey, how about a couple of bowls of mayonnaise ice cream?
Cool. All right. Yippee. Can I have the poison ivy flavored ice cream?
You sure can.
And dirt fudge.
Yep.
Oh Mom, food's the best.
Oh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise, welcome back to the show. Podcast for Empathy and Imagination.com. So, I've got a topic and then it sounds good.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good. Quite a show so far with all these technical problems.
I know. Oh my gosh. So, Final Corp sent something through the pipeline,
Ooh,
and we're
cool.
gonna just let's chew on it a little.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, this is a new startup. It's called Relationships. Like imagine a sea ship with sails. Relationships. That's a metaphor for a group, company, or team working together. Relationships acts as a mediator between groups that want to tie up to one another for a time in this vast ocean. But there are risks.
Mm-hmm.
We mitigate risks through complex, evaluative communication experiments, and you get what you want from the other ship with a commensurate exchange.
Huh. So can I
Just ran up a hill. Yeah.
can I board another ship?
So this company is, if there's other companies or, situations where it's like you need information from an outside source
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know where to go, so you come to relationships to tie up to another ship. This is the pier of relationships.
Huh. This is the Final Core product?
Yeah, and they have it. They have it here for us to sort of like work on.
Oh, okay, cool. In what way?
So we need to write the whole business plan.
Oh, relationships.
Yeah.
So maybe you pick, you sign up, you name your ship, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be like FCS, Final Corp Ship.
Yeah.
Clark.
We're the dock. We're
Final
the
Corp
marina,
Ship
right?
Dock. FCS Enterprise. Then maybe you pick the type of ship that matches your personality. Are you a galleon? Are you a motorboat? Are you a speedboat? Are you a dinghy? Are you a barge? And so you name your ship, pick your type of ship. Then maybe you outfit your ship with like personality equipment. All right,
Sounds cool. Okay.
Sarcasm cannon. I have 2 sarcasm cannons. I have an optimist wheel.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called?
Game show wheel.
No, the main wheel, the navigation wheel.
Steering wheel. Compass.
I guess steering wheel. Thought there was a specific name for it.
Huh.
Yeah, I have a moral compass, 2 sarcasm cannons. So it's like you sort of build your ship, but your ship is your personality. I don't know. What do you think?
That sounds pretty good. I like it.
Is that
I
what
think,
you meant
I think
by-
that's exactly what I meant. You actually nailed it.
So yeah, my ship would be probably a light cruiser, maybe a galleon, And we got stuff in the cargo hold.
To
We got
trade
a
with. or
moral
something?
compass, 2 sarcasm cannons, 1 on each side. We got an optimism keel, but also a bit of a cynicism rudder.
Oh. Wow.
You can hear that he's got Justice on the phone in the other room.
Were we all just on the line just there?
Justice
The whole
is-
company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All 4 of us.
That's the whole company.
That's funny. Yeah. He might be a little subdued because usually
Hopefully he's having.
there
a
was
beer.
once
Hopefully.
upon a time we got paid on Thursdays.
Yeah, but that
And
died.
But every single time it's payday, I have to remind him.
yeah.
This is the one time I haven't reminded him, and it's still late. So maybe that factors into his presentation of things.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Just get fucking paid on time. You
he's
want me
like-
to do the jobs on time?
he's
You
like
pay me
weird.
on time.
he
What
told
that?
Yeah, he tells me like, oh man, it's a lot of work to do the whole paycheck thing, but he doesn't send like a receipt. There's no like what the pay is for. So like it's just a darkness.
So he's
It's interesting.
overworked, man.
Yeah, he has too much going on.
Overworked.
Okay. Well, then I think it's time for.
I got a couple things. I got a little
Oh,
sound.
fucking do your sound.
Let's see what we
And
got.
then we got actually. So today's sounds good is going to be a larger portion.
This was something I was trying to get this guy on the show. This is the guy who is the leaseholder for our studio space at Oakland Music Complex. Cool guy. Used to be in the band Placebo. And they have a song on the Cruel Intentions soundtrack of all things. And it's funny, he was telling me like he was just living off the royalties
Really, from the movie?
from their first album. Like he was in the band for the
What?
first album. Band's still around, still doing stuff. But he gets a quarter of the writing credits, quarter of the proceeds of the first album. And he does like, I guess, sound design. He like writes these little sort of jingles for companies. Like he's done like hundreds of Google videos, just
Dude.
like tutorial videos where he does incidental music.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm trying to. It's just going to sound like an ad, but basically he did the music for this ad, which is a Levi's ad.
Okay.
Thought it might be fun to
Yeah, let's do it.
see what this is all about. So like that guitar.
Wow.
Right?
That's not
Imagine
bad.
having that job.
Dude, that's like a dream position.
You know, he's so jaded with
He's easy.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
But he doesn't want to be in a band. He's sick of bands.
Why does he have the rehearsal space?
He plays drums there like almost every day. He's there for a few hours just playing drums. He's got a new kit too. He got like a tiny little bebop kit. The bass drum, it's like the size of a floor tom, you know?
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, cool dude. But imagine having that job, just like
That would be
coming up with
just. Oh my god.
music for ads.
I mean, I do that already. I pump out stuff all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, is it great? I don't know.
I don't know. But he was saying like, yeah, Google's just kind of like, cool. Like there's no back and forth. There's no like, can you do that again? Can you do that again? Can you do that again? It's just like, nice.
Huh.
Accepted. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, what do you got? That was mine. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. That's like a very dreamy thing to think about. It's yes, jobs like that existing are just something special.
Yeah, just the fact that job exists. Yeah.
Okay. So this is another sounds good. I'm just gonna say the word sizzle reel.
Yeah, you like that word? That one word? Sizzle reel, one word. All right, let's hear it. I used to do the high one then.
I see hurricanes and lightning.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I see bad times today. Hey, don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life.
There we go.
There's a bad moon on the rise. Be with you, darling,
Nice
now.
transition.
I'll be with you when my feet are
Needs more high end. Need more treble.
I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going in the sunshine of your love.
Smooth bass.
She read her mind and thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around her say she got it coming, but she get it while she can. Oh, get back to where you once belonged.
good.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's this new band Tad. That's their sizzle reel.
It's pretty good transitions there.
Thank you.
Is that a video you're playing? Or is it-
It's just audio.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thanks. Yeah, I like editing things. It's good. Good fun.
Yeah. Ah, nice.
Okay. So, yeah, I know some of that isn't real.
Some of that's like 15 minutes. Of
15
it's not
minutes, yeah.
real, but it's
So-
mostly real.
Yeah. Okay. So I
Mostly
do
real.
have some more topics. If you've got the strength.
You want to do more topics? You want to save your topics?
Either way, I could go either way.
Okay. Is it a topical topic? Like it's gonna expire?
No.
It's gonna expire next week.
No. Well, no. Well, no. No.
I'm down for doing another topic.
Okay. So we're gonna bring you the final topic of the day, and it is pertinent and bear with me. So. So, what is it like to be acknowledged from a character from another play? By that I mean I'm interested in talking about multi-species relationships.
Hmm.
What does it
Okay.
feel like to be acknowledged from a character from another play?
Right.
Approval from humans usually comes from a lot of successful talking. Animals choose to team with you for other reasons.
Dogs.
It's a cool reminder that community is the 80% and competition is the 20%.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
So how do dogs acknowledge you? Wagging of the tail.
well, I have a clip. Ready for the clip?
Yeah, yeah.
Here. I'm going to push the clip. It was this morning. We're just sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Ziggy. She was like, "Hey, you're super cool. Let's hang out." And this is an example of an affirmation of
Meet Ziggy.
connection. Connection through beyond species level, and it's like it's tactile, and then this.
It's like face.
That's how they show it to each other.
Face.
See, this is their play dance. It's practice.
When they acknowledge each other, they get all stick in the butthole.
And see, this is the Inferno and Ziggy.
But it's basically face neck, right?
A lot of face neck nibbling. A lot of nibbling.
That's how they acknowledge you, licking your face, nuzzling up against your face.
So we have these acknowledgments from other species that aren't speech. And multi-species relationships are a connection to the fact that we're part of this ecosystem. Like we're on a giant compost heap. We're an experiment on a compost heap. And so, yeah. It's
Compost heap that's constantly overflowing with murder and birth.
Yeah.
Death and birth.
Sex.
Let's say just murder, but so how do friends have the handshake, the hug, if
Mhm.
they're okay with their platonic male relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Intimate relationships, it's always it's always face rubbing.
Mm-hmm.
Cats even, they
Mhm.
rub there. But they have little glands there. I guess we do too. So they're rubbing like oil from their face onto the furniture. But it seems like some animals don't acknowledge us at all. I mean, chickens.
People have pet chickens.
You don't like look in their eyes and feel like they have some understanding.
No.
A dog is very much seems like just an arm stretch away to like understanding who they are.
Hmm.
Whereas a chicken is like You can't cross that fucking chasm.
Hmm.
There has been
They're
actually,
like reptilian.
yeah, just a peanut brain. We have communicated with other species in words. Remember that gorilla Coco learned sign language?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's like first contact. That's like TNG going to a new planet and discovering a new species
Totally.
and figuring out their language and talking to them. It's funny how that's underplayed. That seems so miraculous. That a gorilla can be like, yeah, I don't feel good. Like,
Where's my friend?
Like there's some level of conscious awareness.
It's pretty cool.
Like a self-awareness. It's aware of itself.
Yeah. It's consciousness.
Yeah, it's
cool.
pretty fucked. I don't know if dogs have that. They seem to be aware, but are they?
It's like levels,
Yeah.
There's intricate, levels, I think. And our relationships can vary in depth. Like my relationship with my snake
Right.
is not very deep to her.
Right.
She doesn't have
care.
She doesn't have the hardware. But
Exactly.
But with the dogs, it's much deeper.
Yeah,
And it's just sort of like that. Just noticing that, I think, is pretty handy.
And that's like man's best friend, right? That's probably where that came from.
Yeah.
They seem to be. They've made this pact. There's almost an alliance between humans and dogs.
Mm-hmm. There totally is.
Like, yeah, we're just in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Existence. Here we go. Ready? It doesn't. It seems like with no other animals, is that the case? Horses are like the chickens of fucking. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's just nobody home.
Some people claim there's somebody home, and there are horse whisperers, and people have horses as
No.
pets. I've had a pet horse. The thing is, there's still like nobody there, or it's
Nobody's
it's
there,
not
man.
nobody. It's just
not
like
a dog,
very
though.
far away.
Imagine if you could have the horse body and obedience, but with a dog. Maybe you can't have those two things, but yeah, you look in a horse's eyes, and it's like looking in a chicken eye. There's just nothing. Nobody's home. $1,000 aircraft with a 10-cent control tower.
The horse body is so magnificent.
Yeah.
They can do so much,
And
and they're so cool and beautiful,
the trade-off
fast.
was that the brain is just.
Yeah, I mean, you look in their eyes. It's not nothing, but it's really far back there.
Yeah.
But like, my
They're
dog
never gonna-
Loki, he looks at me and he's like, he can express some emotion with his eyes, or I perceive it,
Right.
and it seems to line up with his behavior and needs. So it's like,
Yeah, they seem to defer to you. They're dependent. They acknowledge, they know that it's you. Whereas a horse just kind of like this fucking Michael Myers, this Jason Voorhees of mammals. So I think it would be cool if there was like a hierarchical neuroanatomy of all animals.
see, that makes sense.
Mapped to sort of empathy.
Hmm.
So like dogs would be at the top,
Mm-hmm.
They have a kick-ass, they have the brain structure, the nervous system, but they also seem to be a little bit empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are definitely at the top of the alliance of human beings.
Yeah.
And then
totally.
like cats would be down there too somewhere.
But they're still on the scale.
Horses. Yeah. And then just like untamable animals would be at the bottom.
Hmm.
Lobster. Like, I can't empathize with this thing. Can't like identify. It doesn't seem to have a personality. Insects.
Yeah. Insects, crab,
Yep.
fish in general.
Yep. Yeah, fish are like the chicken in the sea, but all sea animals seem to have that blankness.
But dolphins, though, they seem to have emotion.
The exception of
Whales. Killer whales.
Whales look pretty dumb though too.
Killer whales have an
Dolphins definitely
extensive
look smarter.
thing.
Dolphins are like the dogs of the ocean. So you have like a scuba gear for you and your dog, and you ride around under the ocean on a dolphin.
I think
it's
that's a
like-
show.
It's like the mega conjunction of all the three smartest
Dolphin, dog, human,
empathetic animals.
underwater adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting with the seasteading, like actually growing dolphins, cultivating a dolphin team. So you have like you have your seastead, right? You living at sea, and you basically raise dolphins, and they're like your SEAL Team 6. They're your Delta Force, you know, super highly trained, loyal. They have kick-ass skills.
That was a show. They had that
They
on the
could do
show.
Yeah. What was it? Sequest?
Yeah.
There's only one dolphin though. I'm saying you have a whole fleet.
I thought they had a fleet at a time.
Did they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, never mind then.
The idea done, Aubrey. Over. Okay,
Can't have that idea now because it already happened on a fictional show that
So
went off the air.
So multi-species relationships.
Yeah, I like that topic. Interspecies empathy.
Yes, multi-species relationships. Thank you. Okay.
I'm just gonna try something.
Okay, do it. Sometimes.
It's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. No, that's it. Well, I mean, what I got, this is it. Sort of trail us out. So, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. My name is Drew Clark.
My name is Aubrey Cloutier.
And this is the podcast where we try to empathize with, connect with questions and ideas, our guests and each other. We make music, we make video, we do content. We would so much love for if the way that you would like to contribute to such a plan was to contribute dollars, then we would love for you to do so through our Patreon, Empathy and Imagination Patreon. If not, that's totally cool. Please keep enjoying our content for free. That's also totally cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Final Court Sales Outfit. You guys are doing a great job. Thanks so much. I really enjoyed the show. Thank you. Bye. Hey, this is Aubrey here. Just wanted to call and congratulate you guys. You're doing a great job. Thank you for all your hard work and for hosting the podcast every week. Hi, this is a message from the driver in front of you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not very good at driving. I have a real problem picking lanes and making decisions. I do have my license technically, but I really shouldn't have my license. I'm not a very good driver. However, I am a very bad driver, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. I'll always be here driving poorly. You can rely on me to be driving poorly. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Oh, they don't understand. No girlfriends, they don't understand. No man, they don't understand.
The idea, anyway.
I ain't never gonna understand. Last night,
Rhythm section.
she said,
Bass, so smooth. Oh,
so down, let's be off. I feel left out. So I turn round, can't feel no more, no dysfunction. Walking out that door.
cool. Thank you.